call this meeting of the County Commissioners to order. Please join us in the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you all. We will begin with the minutes of our June 18 meeting. You had a chance to review. Is there any additions or corrections?
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
A motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve the minutes of the June 18 meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Okay, first up is Kelly VanMeter from 911 Dispatch. Kelly, you're here for a 144.
Yep. It's Mark Gibson. He has worked for us full-time before, and he left us to go to Greensburg years ago, and then now he's back to Union County full-time. So he came and spoke to me, and he wants to come back to our department part-time. So he's already been a part of our dispatch. He's a really good guy, and he does really good, so I'd like to rehire him.
Okay, so he'll be no training needed.
Nope.
That's good.
Yep. I mean, we got new officers and stuff. We'll have to go over some stuff with that. But other than that, he knows the protocols, and we can get him right in there pretty quick.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
We've got a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve the 144 request for 911 for the hire of Mark Gibson as a part-time position. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. Anything else, Kelly?
I don't think so at the time. Anything for me from you guys?
Did you got the equalizer, whatever that's?
The combiner?
Combiner, is it been ordered? Or?
Yes, it's been ordered, and I am just now waiting for a confirmation on when they're going to come down and put it in. So the holiday's coming up, so he was trying, but he doubts he'll get here before then. But I told him to give me a shout whenever he gets here, and I'll be over. We'll make sure it gets in there.
And
But it is ordered.
All the headsets up and
Yep,
working good?
up and working. Yep.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Kelly. EMA Director Wade Walling. Wade, did you have anything today?
I do. It's just a follow-up from our last meeting on the proposed ordinance change for the 911 board. You asked me to bring back some recommended language, and it's highlighted on the second page. That's the only thing that I changed or added to that entire document. I didn't add anything else.
Okay, well, we'll take a look at this and get back with you on it.
That's all I got. I will say that the sheriff and both Kelly support that.
Said what?
Both Kelly, 911 director, and the sheriff support it.
Okay.
It's
I
just
think
adding
most
the
of
EMA
911
director
board
to
Right.
the
is supportive
advisory
of it,
board
too.
list.
Can that go ahead and be done now?
Let's review it and let me go through it and get back with the next time.
Okay. Next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Here from the Health Department, Missy Kavanaugh. Missy, do you have a 144 request for the Health Department?
Yes, we're wanting to, we lost one of our part-time nurses. She retired, Kathy Foreman, and we're looking to replace her with Shauna Bowles. She just retired from Reed, so she was just kind of looking at something for part-time, so she'd be a perfect fit. She's been a nurse for, I think, over 30-some years and quite some time, so she's well-seasoned.
And what did you say the name was?
Shauna Bolts.
Shauna Bolts.
And you said it's part-time, right?
Part-time, yeah.
All right. I make a
Okay,
motion
what's
to
your pleasure?
approve the hire of Shauna Volts part-time for the health department.
We have a motion by Tracy, second by Dale to approve the 144 request for the hire of Missy Kavanaugh as
I'm already hired.
Shauna Volk.
There you go.
I had both your names wrote down here. Shauna Volk, as a nurse in the health department. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. Anything else, Missy?
Nope, not at the moment.
Everything going okay down there?
Yep, they're going great. Everything's moving along. We're already planning our second event. We're gonna have like another event. We're gonna have it at the park. It's gonna be a flu clinic. But we're gonna kind of combine it with a theme of like a 50s theme and have a sock hop and a car, like a cruise in type thing. So we're in the works of doing that.
I haven't heard how the health fair went.
We got a lot of response. I already got the vendors from the health fair wanting to do my next event. So we had to, I can't think of Jessica's last name, but she's from the State Department, the District 6 team that comes down and talks to us, and she was there, and she said it was good. She said we had a lot of good resources there, and there was a good turnout. And our booth ourselves, we handed out like 75. We have these totes, and in the tote we just had some literature on like high blood pressure and how to avoid getting overheated or like heat exhaustion, and then and dietary, and then we had these little I call it like a self-care packet, like had sunscreen and mosquito bracelet in it, and then also we gave away some blood pressure cuffs. They were like some wrist blood pressure cuffs. So, and we gave all those out. So we had 75. So I would say at least anywhere from 75 to 100 people came, which they filtered in from over at the farmers market. So it worked out really good.
Sounds like it was worth doing.
Oh yeah. I already put an email out to the previous vendors that were already here, and I already got almost 2/3 of them are wanting to do the September one. So we're planning that one like September 28th. So it's a little ways down the road, but we're just going ahead and getting it in the works. So we're going to have it up at the pavilion in the park. That's what it is. That's the great big one in the pavilion. So.
That's good.
Okay, good.
That's all I got.
Thank you very
Do I
much.
give this to you guys?
I have a copy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I never
Yeah,
done it
Matt
before. Now
had
it's going.
emailed it. Yeah, so you're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Animal Shelter Director Dave Ryckman. Dave, do you have anything to report today?
I just got, we're going to have an opening of the new part of the shelter July 12th. We're going to, everybody can come up and see the new place and see what we got planned to have see what we can get up there, you know. It'll be nice to have it all done. You know, we won't be over there yet until I get the internet and all that, which I forgot to turn that in, so, but we'll talk about that later.
What
Get that
time
in
is
there.
your?
I like to have it around 10 to 2 probably on July 12th. And then July 13th, we got invited to come down to the on Vine Street for the raft, kayaking. They're thing still for the 13th, and we're going to bring some animals down there, see if we can try to adopt some of them out. And they're doing a fundraiser for us too down there at the same time. So hopefully we can see a whole bunch of people down there on Saturday, on the 13th. So we're trying to get everything going, and we appreciate everybody's help with everything. And like I said, July 12th, come up and visit us and see the new facility that's getting done, all of it. So,
Do you need us to do anything for you in preparation for your open house on the 12th?
I got somebody that's going to help us with some cookies and juice and stuff like that. Just come up and be there with us. You know, just hopefully we have a good time up there
Yeah.
and everything.
Well, I think those that see it will be impressed.
Yeah.
I know I am impressed with it. I know that. You know, the way it turned out and all that. I'm really glad the way it did. It looks good.
Yeah, sure does.
And it'll be a lot better for the cats at this time, getting out of that, from that old place and everything. So I'm looking forward to having healthier animals up there, and so we don't have to spend so much on medicine. So that way we can have a clean bill of health for them and get them adopted out. And I appreciate you guys backing us up on all that too. And thanks Urban Enterprise for everything they've done and stepped up on it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Highway Department, Jay Halveland, do you have anything to report?
I checked, I hadn't heard anything from the three people that were supposed to spray the oil for chip sealing. And I checked through Angie's records because she's on vacation this week. And it's supposed to be the 16th when they're supposed to be down. And I told them that's going to be a long day for meetings because I think we're supposed to start early that day too, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got CCMG matter to look at at 12:30 that day, and then Drainage Board at 1:30, and then this meeting at 2.
So it'll be a long day.
Yeah.
Okay. That we've been out we've been out spray patching. One of them went down and we're waiting to get it fixed. We're working on it. We had to go up and get a pipe for it. It's got a pipe that runs all the way down the center. It's a thick wall pipe. And this is about the 4th one we put in them. They just wear them out. That gravel going through them just eats them like sandpaper. And we'll get it back on the road and get it out too. We've had 2 trucks hand patching and 2 trucks spray patching. And I had the brush cutters out, trimming around the bridges and doing what they can do, trying to keep still open. I took the mower guy and put him hand patching for right now, so we'll get enough people to run all the trucks. And we had the old brush cutter out and it broke down, so it's back in the garage again. It's always blowing hoses. It seems like it never fails. They get old, they get weak, they rub on the brackets on it, and then you can do about it. You just got to replace it. Aside from that, we had to go up and put some grit on some bleeding spots up in Bentonville that happened over the weekend, so we got it taken care of Monday, but we left the box in the truck just in case anything else happens when it starts heating back up again, because you never know.
I think it is going to heat up again.
Yeah. Aside from that, we're just trying to plug along, try not to spend too much money.
Okay. Anybody got anything?
I got 2 things. The emergency service bridge sign at 300 north and 550 west, can there be, it's on the west side of that intersection, can something be done with that? Because people coming down, they can't see west on 300. They're looking into that sign.
300 north and where?
550 west.
550 west.
Yeah, they're at Francis.
I'll get with Brian and see what he can do.
And
Something to help where they can see it.
yeah, they said you're looking right into the sign, and then you got to pull clear out into the roadway to see past the sign,
Okay. Yeah.
especially when there's corn in that field. And then
Yeah, it makes it kind of hard to see out in the intersection.
yeah, and then the other
Especially when it starts getting taller.
yeah, the other one is the bridge there at Francis, that new one down in about. There's trees growing up right on the edges of the bridge.
Yeah,
Is there
that's
something we can do with them.
That's what I had the old brush cutter out doing.
Okay.
But then he rolled that hose, so we'll get it back out as soon as we can get it put back together.
Okay. That's all I had.
Anything else, anybody? Okay, thanks, Jay. County Recorder Lisa Whip. You have some good news for consumers today.
I do. So I have 2 things actually. The first one, we want to offer credit cards to the patrons who are coming into the recorder's office. We found a program that is going to actually work with our software that we have now. The rate, the percentage that the consumer will be charged is 2.75%, so we kept it low just like we did in the clerk's office whenever we were looking for a vendor there. No cost to the county, It's 100% funded by the convenience fee that's paid by the cardholder. And there's no type of equipment cost or anything like that. So it'll be very nice. Get a lot of phone calls from out-of-town abstractors and attorneys who are needing documents, but we can't send them those documents until we are paid. So sometimes they need them right now, and this would be an option for them to be able to use their credit card to pay for the document and us email it. It might even save us on paper. That's the first thing. And that one is actually a digital contract, but I have a paper contract and I had emailed it to everyone as well. So, yeah. So that is the first contract. Any questions?
Do you know if it's different than the one you had up in the clerk's office?
It is a different company. Yeah, it is a different company because it is made to work with our software program. And it'll, doesn't affect anyone else because we do all of our own bookkeeping every month. So, and then we just take our paperwork over to Lavonda and to Jane.
So we need to take a motion to approve this. Okay, make the motion. Dale's
Hey. How do you pronounce that name, Lisa? Catalyst?
It's VPS. Catalyst VPS is the company that we'll be working with, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion by Tracy, second by Dale, to approve the contract between the county and VPS to provide credit card payment capabilities for the recorder's office. Any further questions?
When would this go into effect?
They're ready when we are. So, and we're ready.
Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane.
Okay.
So this paper copy here is sufficient for us to sign?
No, you'll have to go on to do the digital one.
Okay.
And Jane or I will walk you through that.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was just so that you'd have something to look at. Okay. The second contract I have, the newspaper has ran an article for me. I think they're preparing to do it again on Property Watch, which is a fraud protection program for your property. What we've been promoting is DocsPaw Property Watch. It's a great program. I'm signed up for it personally myself. And if someone were to try to record a deed, you're going to get a notice to your email letting you know that something has been recorded. And if it's not something you recognize, you're going to need to contact us, and we're going to contact the prosecutor's office and let them know. So they're now wanting to offer, in addition to the Property Watch, a new program called Equity Protect. This is a program that the consumer could pay for. Depending on how they want to pay, it would be $49 a month or $149 a year. It would be more of a trying to think how I want to say it, where DocsPaw and Property Watch is more reactive. It just alerts the property owner that the property has had something filed. The Equity Protect is proactive, and it actually prevents it from being able to go through. They would put like a lien on the person's home so that if a searcher were to come in, they would see something there, and the only person that could lift that would be the property owner. So it's not something that we are forcing you to go this way. You can still sign up for the free one, but if you're wanting something more, because we do have some people who want something more, this would be an option for them. They score them based on different factors as to how likely they are to have their property stolen. I've attended a press conference, and believe it or not, most of the time when property is stolen, it's stolen by your own family, unfortunately. But this is a program that just kind of lets you know, hey, something's going on. We want to make sure that you're aware if you're going with Property Watch, if you're going with the Equity Protect, it's going to stop it. Both great programs. Just up to you with what you choose to go with. Because we're still going to offer the free one as well. But if you're looking for something more and you want something besides Credit Karma or something like that, this is something that's more, and it's also integrated in with our software.
Do you know, have you had anything through your office close to somebody doing something locally?
So we've had lots of people sign up for Property Watch. Like this year, I checked today before I came down, and I've signed 162 people up. So we're way up. In 2019, they had one person. In 2020 was COVID, so nobody was doing anything. 2021, 1. 2022, 3. 2023, 4. And then in 2024, we've got 162 people signed up to date. We've not had anybody say that their deed was stolen, but Indiana is trying to get on top of the game because other states, and if you look through the little packet that I gave you beforehand, like out in Arizona and New York, they are actually like, the legislator is coming up with something that the states have to have something in place to notify people, hey, this is going on with your property. So Indiana isn't there yet, but we're just trying to get ahead of the game before. And it's very real. I mean, if you don't have a mortgage on your home, people, it's all public record. They can come in and see that. I mean, we hope that a notary is doing their job, but you never know anymore. People are pretty, I mean, if they want to do it, they're going to get it through, unfortunately. And you know, like I said, with the Property Watch, I signed up for it myself first because I wanted to see how it worked. And before I could confidently market it to our citizens, and so I signed up for it. When my bond was filed, because there was something with my name, I got it, and it's just nice because it makes you aware.
My mother had that same thing happen to her about a year and a half ago. Somebody filed on her deed, and she had to pay them off like 30 grand. There was nothing she could do. It's just.
It is really, really sad. And the nice thing, I mean, like if they choose to go with the Equity Protect program, they're guaranteeing their program. So it's going to, like, if my deed were to be stolen, I'm going to be able to have that, and they're going to immediately switch it back, and it's not going to cost me to go to an attorney and have all that paperwork done, and that can be costly. But we want to keep both options open. I mean, we want to have it so that if it's somebody who can't afford the $49 a month or the $200 a year, because we know things are tight, we want them to be able to have that free one where they're at least getting updates. And I can tell you, I mean, we've had so many older people come in and they're like, I want to know about that program. Maybe they don't have access to a cell phone. They go and get a smartphone. They come in. We've helped them set up emails so that they're getting those alerts. Like, we're being very proactive. We would do the same thing with this, whichever way they choose to go, and getting them signed up.
So I have a question then, the way that works. Do they send a notification to the recorder?
No, they send it directly to you, so you're going to have to watch your email.
Yeah, I was just thinking it would help even more if you were getting...
Yeah. I mean, I get reports all the time, so we're watching stuff too, you know, but I mean, essentially, like, anything that comes in, as long as it meets recording requirements, I have to record it. We're also planning to have a booth at the fair to sign people up for this program too, to get the word out there. I think the big thing is keeping it in the newspaper, keeping it, you know, out on social media. I mean, Graceland was almost stolen a few weeks ago. Jared and I talked about that, and people were like, you need to put something in the paper again. So we're trying to keep the public aware and just protect the one thing that, I mean, everybody works hard for.
Now, Lisa, the $49 a month service that's provided, is that $49 a month per account?
That's if you go with their program, yeah. So I'm not sure, like, if somebody owned multiples, I don't know, but we can check into that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So that's not something that the recorder...
We're not making anything off of it. The Equity Protect would be who they would be paying that to.
Okay, so is that something that the recorder's office could pay for to give an added level of protection for local property owners, or?
I don't know that we could. I mean, I think we're doing the best that we can with the property watch as far as what we're offering to them, and that's free. A free service that's offered to us because we're a Dox-Pop county. I think we're doing our part. The Equity Protect is just something for somebody who wants a little extra and they're willing to pay for it.
Well, that sounds awful expensive. It's $49 a month per individual.
It would, I mean, but we're not forcing you to take that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we're offering it free. And I guess looking at it, you can look at it this way. If your deed was to be stolen, it's going to cost you a whole lot more than the $49 a month for an attorney to change it back.
I don't do monthly rates.
Yeah. I mean, it just is making it more affordable for people who might choose to go that route.
You say 49 a month or
They do a $49 a month for the first month plus $12.95 a month after, or they do a $149 for the first year plus a $99.95 per year for annual restart. The 49 and the 149 would be the initial setup depending on which way you choose to pay.
So for clarification, for people who may be wondering what we're doing here, these are not things that the recorder's office is going to begin to do, and you're not here asking us to do this.
Right.
You're letting us know of some services that you can offer to the public.
Yes, that we can, if we sign as a county, this is a program that could be offered to them, that they would have an option if they wish to purchase.
The only thing I would be hesitant on at all is to make sure, and I think she'll pay attention. You don't want it to look, and some of these companies have done this in the past, to make it look like this is coming from the county and the county is recommending it type thing.
Yeah.
You want to make sure it's not, because you can fool some elderly people into thinking that this is something you got to do.
Yeah, that's why we want them to know, we're not making you take this. You have the free option that you're welcome to sign up for. If you want to pay, you're welcome to do that. These are just options for you to consider.
And they would pay this company.
They would pay that company, not the recorder. Yeah. $49 for the first month if they go monthly, and then $12.95 after, $149 for the year, or $99.95 each additional year. Yeah. And when they come in, like with Dox-Pop, we explain to them what they're doing. So like if they were to come in and ask about this program, I'm going to explain that to them as well. Just because, times are tough.
Well, to help facilitate this, do you need us to do anything?
We would just have to sign an agreement that we're allowing CSI to work with our county on this program. That would be it for us. And then support us at the fair. Whether you would choose to sign up for Dox-Pop or whatever, you know what I mean, getting word out. Because I think that that's the big thing when we're telling people that we're signing up for, like I did with Dox-Pop, I wanted them to know, I know what this program is doing.
You would need to approve the agreement. You need a motion.
Yeah, you would need
your agreement, and then,
Do we need to let Jeff look up over before we just do it?
I've seen you.
You've already seen it?
And Dusty with CSI is more than willing to come back and talk and answer any questions that you may have as well. it's something you would want to revisit.
The only question I got is it the $49 per parcel or per,
That I'm not sure. I can find out though.
well, there's a lot of farms
Yeah.
that have different
Yeah.
parcels, and that could get really.
Yeah, and under Doc's Pop, when we're going through and we're helping them, we're picking everything that they own. So I'm not sure on this one because I've not been into this one yet.
I'll move to approve the signing of the agreement.
I'll second that.
Okay. So we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve the agreement
Equity Protect Agreement.
to allow Doc's Pop to offer their services through
Through the Equity Protect program.
the Equity Tech Program.
It's a lot of programs.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
But at least we're offering those services to them.
Jeff, have you looked this over?
I have. I don't have any issues with the agreement. I trust Lisa very well to make sure how it's being conveyed to, I mean, I don't know, are they gonna send mailers out? Are they gonna, are they gonna have anything going on, or is this really just you advising?
It'll be just like, I'm sure they'll probably have, just like the Doc's Pop, they have little vending cards and stuff like that they can pick up in the office. And if they have questions.
It's just, I don't think this will happen, and I think this will shut down quickly. It's just sometimes you enter into these agreements, and all of a sudden that gives them permission to do mailers, or not
Yeah.
permission, but then all of a sudden they do mailers, and they can be quite confusing.
Solicit those people, and we don't want that.
You don't want it to look like it's coming from the Fayette County Recorder.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's the only kind of.
And
thought.
Hancock County, they have a really nice website because they're using this program as well. And they have their website with both programs to show them, this one's the free one, this is,
These are options available. It's nice to have options available,
Yeah.
Matt, but
But it may be like, basically the way I'm understanding it then, it's your choice to do this. So
Yeah.
then you as a recorder is also choosing to do this. It's not like being
Right.
mandated by the state.
right.
So
Right.
then if
At this time, we're just trying to get ahead of the game. I mean, Arizona, New York, they're saying, hey, you've got to provide something. So we're just offering something now stating, hey, if you want to do this, we've got it open. And here's a free option, or if you're wanting to pay, here's an option.
it's good.
Just to stay ahead of the game.
Okay, anybody got any other questions? Okay, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Right.
3 ayes, Jim.
The only other thing we're doing, been working on getting some quotes for the records that we have down in the office and storage and some things that we need to get done down there, and it's going pretty good.
Have you pursued the record preservation?
So I talked to Haley about that. We're going to get that posted. We had someone in mind, but their health is just not panned out. That would have been great, but they've had some health issues. So we're still looking at that. Yeah. Because we want that to be a long-term. We don't want somebody that's just going to stay for the summer and leave us, and then we're training again. And we want someone that, those are records that we're going to be looking at for a long time. So we want somebody who's going to take pride in what they're doing.
It's part-time, is that correct?
It is part-time, I believe. I think we have it between 13 and 28 hours, I believe. So, yep.
That would be an interesting job.
It's a big job. We're working right now to validate stuff that was put in when Ruth was in, and we're making strides with that. But we're not doing that full-time. We're also taking care of people, in the here and now, so. But we're moving forward.
It's good.
We're moving forward. Anything else? All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Sheriff Jones, do you have anything?
Got nothing.
Thank you. Surveyor Mackey, do you have anything? County Attorney, do you have anything?
I don't have anything yet.
Okay. EDG Director, Mr. Parker is here. Dan, do you have anything to
Lots going on, but nothing that I can discuss.
Same old story every time. Okay, I'll just go for broke here. The mayor's here. Mayor, do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Not today.
See, I
We got
told
one
you.
we can talk about.
Okay. Anybody have any mail they'd like to share?
I do.
Do we have anything under old business you want to take up? I will, let me mention one thing while Wade's still here. Wade, when you was up here a while ago,
Sure.
I haven't looked at my notes here, but, you know, the data survey that we're now required to report from all the
EMS providers?
EMS providers in the county.
Right.
We're 2 weeks away now from the deadline on that. And I've only got notice that one entity has filled out and reported the information. That was Everton Fire.
So Bentonville, I believe, did it as well, but I can check with Chad and find out. Because I sent him the link directly to do that. He said it took like 30 minutes for him to do it, so.
Well, I've gotten no notifications.
And now, when you open that survey, does it show, have you opened it to look to see if it's populated any other information?
Not since I got that first notification.
You might try opening it again and see if they show back up, and it's brought their Bentonville's data over. And if you have issues with it, just holler at me. I'll come look at your computer and make sure that we're both seeing the same thing.
Okay, well, if I need help getting everyone to comply, I'm gonna lean on you.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them anyway and say, hey, if you haven't done it, you need to get on it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know I just got an email today as well. And the new guidance that IDHS is pushing out, if you make 911 calls, you respond to a 911 call, that entity needs to be involved in that data, so.
Okay, I just wanted to
Yep.
bring that up while we was both here in the same room today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do know EMS has already got that.
Right, Clint filled it out, he actually filled the county one out, so they had to reset it. But they said that they pulled all Clint's data over from EMS into your survey.
I know that did cause some confusion up there somehow when,
They're at the very beginning.
yeah.
So typically EMS has to do those reports anyway, so it just looked normal to him. So he filled out the one that the commissioners were supposed to fill out. But I'll reach out and get some confirmation and make sure people are getting on it. And
Okay, well, I'll be getting with you on that because I get a email reminder from them about at least once a week.
you will be in that email. It says every week until it's done, they'll send you a reminder.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're kind of persistent that way. But yeah, anything you need, just call me and we can meet about it. Just kind of go over everything, make sure you're putting the data in that you need and you're able to pull the data that the other departments are putting in. And then one final quick note, I just got an email confirmation from FEMA. They're reviewing our BRIC grant further, and only 3 other counties in the state of Indiana are getting BRIC grant funding for review along with IDHS. So our weather Mesonet station, FEMA wants to continue reviewing that, and they're going to be asking some follow-up questions. So
So
it's a
we
very
haven't-
good sign.
We haven't been eliminated yet.
Not yet.
Okay,
So,
good.
yep. All right.
Okay, thanks, Wade. Anything else on our old business?
Well, I don't know if it's old, but it kind of is old for us with the problem that everyone was having with the insurance, the ones who have our county insurance. As far as we know, that has been resolved. And so we're online, there should not be any more trouble. Actually, it should be better than it's ever been because they finally got us on with their hospital and physicians so that we're no longer being kicked out like we were and going through a lot of trouble. So hopefully that's all resolved. If anyone who has our insurance has a problem, please let Jane and our department know as soon as possible so that we can communicate that back. But the communication that we've gotten is that it's taken care of. So that's a good thing.
I hope it's fixed.
Yes. And we hope that never happens again.
You and me both. Okay, under new business, we have a petition to vacate an alley request from Mr. Thomas Jones. Is Mr. Jones here?
Yes, sir.
Could you please tell us what's your desire out there?
Well, I moved up here from Portland, Oregon. I bought a piece of property. I brought a land surveyor out to survey the property because I'm raising a 2-year-old grandson. I want to contain him because I live by 2 busy roads and I don't want him to get out in the road. Well, there was an old fence line out back and I didn't know if that... Make a long story short, I had the surveyor come out. He said that that old fence is an alley. And there's a row of trees that go down the middle of this alley. I talked to Lonnie, who is my neighbor, and I talked to Aaron, who is my neighbor down at the other end. And the alley supposedly dead ends into his property. And Lonnie is he's the joining property. He didn't know it was an alley either. And it's never, as far as I can tell, it's never been taken care of. It's never been used. There's a row of trees. One of them was split in half that was on the edge of it on my property that I took down, and it was over 45 feet tall. And that was about the size of all the trees going down through there. And Lonnie don't have a problem with vacating the alley. I want to vacate it just so I can put up a fence. And I'm just going down the same old fence line. I'm not doing anything that wasn't already there. I don't want to do anything that I'm not supposed to. And the surveyor said I had to vacate the alley to be able to put up a new fence where the old fence line was.
Okay, so you need to vacate the alley in order to put up a fence?
Yes. That's my understanding. There was an old fence there that was old barbed wire and rotten posts, and it was grown into all the trees. I removed it, and the surveyor came out and said, you got to wait until this is an alley. And I talked to Lonnie, who is my neighbor. He did not know that. That alley has been used as parts of those properties for years. I don't know how long because I haven't been here that long. And I'm just trying to put a fence right back where it was.
Okay, so you're right next to Lonnie Lone?
Yes. I'm right on 850 West. My house faces 850.
Okay,
And Lonnie's at the back of my house.
okay. That makes it a little bit easier to understand this plat map here. So you want to put the fence on the east side of your lot?
Correct. Which is designated as an alley. I've already ran fence along the main road and stuff, but I went into the office over here and talked to them and made sure I was doing it correctly. Even though my property goes to the edge of the road, I moved the fence 3 feet behind all the telephone poles. So the telephone poles are on the outside of my fence. I made sure that there was county access to the property all the way around on the 3 sides. And if I can vacate the alley, I can put up the other fence. And I'm just trying to comply with everything that I need to comply with.
Yeah. Bill, do you know anything about this?
No, first time hearing of it.
Okay, Gary DuBois did the survey. The most we could possibly do for you today would be set a public hearing on it, because it requires, that's a statutory requirement. Anytime a public right-of-way or something like that is vacated, we have to have a public hearing to let any and all affected persons know about it and let them say something about it if they wish to.
That's absolutely fine.
So that's all we could possibly do today for you. If you'd like us to set a public hearing, we can do that.
I would like that.
Okay. Our next meeting would be August the 12th. The August 12th meeting would be far enough out for us to meet the advertising requirements and everything.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah.
I've talked in depth with my neighbors, and Gary told me kind of how this was going to go, and then I chatted with her, and she told me what she looked up and how it was going to go. So I'm prepared for that, and I'm going to go home and convey that to the neighbors, that there's going to be a public hearing. If they want to come, they can come.
Okay.
Has to be letters sent to the neighbor.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We have to send certified letters, which it says you have to reimburse us for. So like, I'll
That's
get
fine.
with you. Yeah, I mean, but I'll let you know, like, once I send the letters. There's only, what, two adjoining property owners?
Yeah.
So that's good, $10 or less probably.
Yeah.
But send that certified mail as the statute requires, and then I'll let you know how much.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to set a public hearing?
Sure. Go ahead.
I'll move set one for the August 12th,
Be the 6th.
6th, August 6th meeting.
And I'll
Sorry.
second that.
It's supposed to say the 6th at 2 p.m., but that's my chicken scratch. Sorry, Dale. The 6th at 2.
Looks better than my chicken scratch. August 6th.
At 2.
At 2. Okay. Is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to advertise for a public hearing on the vacation of an alley for August 6th at 2 p.m. right here. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jamie. There you go, Mr. Jones.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
We'll see you on August the 6th.
That you will.
Okay.
You guys have a good day. Thank you so much.
There's another Mr. Jones here in the room. David Jones, did you have anything?
No, Jones, Smith.
Okay.
Smith,
His last name's Smith.
you did that twice.
He has done it.
Smith.
Smith.
Don't need to make a better impression.
Smiths and Joneses are the most common names in the world, and I have to get them
Absolutely.
mixed up for you.
That's all right. Yeah, I've got an update. It's not complete yet, obviously, because I didn't get you a copy of what you needed. But I'm working on it, okay? So would we like a little review, or you just want to go into it?
Now, go
review?
ahead.
So my wife and I recently purchased a property on West Serenity Drive. Remember?
Yes.
Okay, the property is currently landlocked, and we would like the county to grant us access to the county's right-of-way between 3705 and 3737 West Serenity, so we can have access. During the second meeting of February of 2024, the commissioners, which are you guys, authorized the making of the right-of-way, making it a road, and that might be the shortest road in the county. But, so I thought it was settled finally, after that was like the third or fourth meeting. But during the next meeting of March 5th, you revoked that, making it a road, because of the county highway department decided it was going to be way too costly just to make it a small road just for one access, right? So, understand, and you authorized me an easement as caveat to me purchasing the property. All right, now the option to purchase the property was contingent on me selling my house. And I finally sold my house May 30th. the people, new owners moved into my house June 30th. And so I 2 weeks after we sold, we bought the property on Serenity. Okay? So, now according to Mr. Weston, I needed to, obviously after we purchased the property, I needed to get a survey done and the legalese written up saying that it was an easement attached to the property, correct, for access? Correct. Okay. I contacted 10 different surveyors before I could get somebody to survey it. And after arguing with Mr. Gordon Moore from Bills and Moore Company out of Nicetown, survey company, I argued with him for about a half an hour explaining what I wanted. And he said, well, the commissioner should do this. I said, well, we discussed that. The commissioner should do this. And I was like, well, we discussed that. We went through everything that we went through, all the meetings. And I said, he goes, well, I got to talk to Mr. MacDaniel. And I was like, go right ahead. I'm quite sure he remembers me. Somebody remembers me at least, right?
Yeah.
But, so I contacted him. He contacted Bill MacDaniel, the Area Planning Commission, and determined that, well, maybe I was right. So they went and did the survey, and I just got it back last week. I went, give it to my lawyer, and once they got back with me to finalize what we needed, well, she's on vacation. So that's why you don't have your part yet. I mean, that's the last part I think I need to do. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's just you're gonna provide them with an easement to review to sign off on and give you an easement for the property, and then you can maintain and set up that roadway is the way you want it.
Right. As long as it's within county perimeters. I could get with you on that, right? Do I get with you to get a road cut? Or do I need a road cut for that
You
easement?
don't need a road cut for that, I don't think.
Okay.
Is it curbed?
No,
I think so.
it's not curbed.
It's not curbed. It's not. It's just salt grass right up to it, right?
It is.
So I mean, I just think you.
And if you, just for everybody's entertainment, this is the property we're talking about.
Is it where the double arrows come out of? Is that the entrance?
It says right away 60 foot right up the top, right here, top right.
Oh, okay. No, I'm looking for it. Okay. The only thing is we might want to have that. I know we had talked about how wide do we want to give him this an ability to. We talked about that. Whether it was, did we say 10 feet on that for the road for the actual? I'm assuming it'll be gravel.
Well, hopefully it'll be paved.
Okay, it'll be
Eventually.
paved. How wide do you want?
I gotta be able to have wide enough for a semi to get in. Because we're planning to have one of the modules built from Untitled, and
How wide is that, Jay?
they are, wide they are right now.
I mean, what I guess I'm getting at is we don't want him to put a 60-foot wide.
Well, I'm not, oh, no, I would put a 60 foot wide road in it.
So we
I
want
understand.
it would be nice if we had that information for him to give to his lawyer to put in the easement. So how wide do we want that thing to be?
Well, I remember right, you got 60 foot in there.
Right.
But there's trees and everything, I mean, he's gonna have to avoid, and he's gonna take the most direct path. It might not be a straight path, but it'll be the
Right.
most direct path.
According to the neighbors that I talked to, they said they'd like to have the road as straight as possible. And the only little kind of a yeek would be right there towards the end. There's the big walnut here, then there's a small walnut. So if I take out the small walnut, I can just go right around it. I'd rather not take out the big one personally.
So what I'm saying is, let's put language in there, give him language to give to his lawyer that says he may have up to a, 14-foot wide roadway in that 60-foot right of way. Does that make sense? But I don't know how wide a road needs to be. Obviously, just be a one-way traffic.
I would think if you're gonna run a semi in and out of it, you might want to go 16 foot or a little better. Give him plenty of room to get in there. Otherwise it'd be off the grass.
16 to 18 feet ought to be plenty, shouldn't it?
Yeah, 16 to 18 is plenty.
Okay.
So what do you want to say, up to 16, up to 18?
Yeah.
Or just say up to 18?
It's certainly not necessary to use that entire 60 feet. It's not necessary.
Who's your lawyer?
Smith?
Jamie Harvey?
Jamie Harvey.
Yeah. Should do a good job, yeah.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Sometimes
I have never met with her.
lawyers
honestly.
repeat ourselves because we get paid every time we say it.
I have dealt with her associates, and the first one didn't work out, or up to the second one. Garrett seems like he's got he's got a head on his shoulders, though. So
You want to see this?
I think I'm good. Really, I think the only thing we want to give, I have one actually, what you're getting. What we really want to do is give them some direction. So one, you'd have to, and you'll have it in that easement, I mean, almost all easements have it, you'll have to be the one responsible for maintaining it.
Right.
Okay? It's a little tricky, I don't know what we're going to do about the remainder of the property. It's always traditionally been both property owners, or maybe just one has mowed up to it, if you recall. They may be less inclined to do that now, to mow up to his road. So, I don't know how you feel about it. To me, it makes sense for you to be responsible if it's not being maintained, for you to maintain that entire 60-foot road.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, my wife loves to cut grass.
Does that make sense? I mean, that's what I would. Now, if he comes up to an agreement to the joint property owners and they're, they've been kind of using it how they've always used it, then certainly we're happy. We just don't want to have Jay have to go out there and have somebody mow it.
We discussed that. He only mows like 3 or 4 times a year. I don't think I could handle it. My wife couldn't handle that.
So what I guess if we could give Jamie some direction, one, let's come up with an up to this wide roadway, right? And then two, state that he's responsible for maintaining not only the roadway, but the entire right-of-way, the entire 60-foot right-of-way.
I'll put that into a motion with an up to 18 feet
Yeah.
right away.
I'll second that.
And up to 18-foot road bed.
Okay.
Do we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to authorize to be built up to 18-foot wide road bed in the existing right-of-way off Serenity Parkway North? Is that sufficient?
That's sufficient to me.
Okay.
Maintains
And
the
maintain.
complete 60 feet.
Right. Well, the 150 foot. Oh, the 60 foot wide, 150 foot wide. Sorry.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Now,
Thank you, appreciate it. Yes, sir.
let me see if I can add a little bit more confusion to this
Oh, Dale.
situation.
Okay.
I have been approached by an individual that wants to buy a tree that's within this right-of-way.
Is it the walnut tree?
He has talked to the next door neighbor. There's 2 walnut trees out there.
Mhm.
He's already agreed to give the neighbor $1,000 for his tree. And while he's there, he'd like to buy the one that's within the right-of-way, which the county owns. So we would have to agree to sell him the tree. Now, how do we sell him the tree without getting into any trouble for doing that?
Well, so far he doesn't own anything. He doesn't have a right to anything. So you could go ahead and enter into the contract now. That'd be fine, and it would probably save him money from having to get rid of the tree.
I would get rid of that tree. He's talking about the big walnut.
There's
Yeah.
2 trees, he said.
Yeah, the other one's, no, there was one's on Jeremy's property, the neighbor's property.
Yeah, one's on your neighbor's property and one's in the right-of-way. So if I understand right, the neighbor has agreed to sell his tree because it's getting over his swimming pool
That's not
and
really
Yes.
his tree, is
that sort of thing. And the tree buyer wants, prefer to buy both trees if he can.
Right, why is there? Most lumber guys are like that. Get as much as you can whenever you can.
Yeah. Personally, I don't like taking a bulldozer to a $1,000 walnut tree. Avoid it, you know.
He's
So-
gonna keep the tree up.
Pardon?
The big tree.
He's keeping that tree.
I was gonna keep that one, the big one. I had to cut the small one to just make a little yeek around it, but it's very minimal and it's very doable. But I like big trees. So I mean, but it's up to you. I don't have, like you said, I don't have access or right of way. I have a right of way that I can use that's public, but I have no personal business in it yet.
And my concern is, now that I'm thinking about it, and that our auditor, her brilliant mind, has brought to my attention. I've never sold a tree from a government entity, and I don't know if there's a procurement issue, if we have to look into how much, if we have to get bids, if we have to give other people the opportunity to bid this thing, which would be my concern. My instinct tells me we probably would have to.
That is a concern.
And then we get into this whole can of worms, and he's
Well,
gonna keep the tree up.
Every time we've sold timber up at Manlove Park, it was a bidding process. And does it make any difference whether it's one tree or 1,000 trees?
I bet not.
So that is the dilemma that I explained to one of your neighbors out there. I said, I cannot say, yes, we will sell this guy the tree. Yes, I will present this information and let county attorney advise us on what we can and can't do. Now, technically, the tree belongs to the county because it's within the county's right of way. Now, when you say you're going to keep the tree, does he keep the tree or not? Whose
We
tree
still
is
own
it?
the
Is
tree.
it his tree or the county's tree?
It's your tree.
It's
An
your
easement
tree.
is not ownership. He doesn't own
He used to
this.
say he wasn't going to take a bulldozer.
I was not going to cut the tree down.
You said
Yeah.
you'd hate to see it.
That's what I meant. I was going to leave it as is.
It's your decision whether you want the tree going. or
Right.
not. I was just telling you, when you said you want to bulldoze it, that's not his intention. We're not wasting that tree.
Okay.
It will remain there, and you can sell it a year from now, or 2 years from now, or never.
Well, leaving the tree there would put a curve in your road.
Just a slight, but yeah, there's no biggie.
It sounds like he kind of wants the tree there.
Well, why don't you research the issue and
I'll be
advise
happy
us?
to. I'll be happy to.
Would you?
The tree that he's talking about, the little one, taking it down,
Yeah.
can we go ahead and sell it to this guy if he's
It's,
interested?
I don't
they're gonna
think
take
it's
it down
even
anyway.
viable for lumber. It's small. I don't think it's like 12 to 14 inch diameter. It's a pretty straight tree, but I mean, it's small. I really don't think you'd have it. But then again, you know, you might have somebody come in here and say, yeah, we use it for veneer or whatever. I don't know.
My concern would be your root structure. Putting a road next to a tree, you can damage all your feeder roots and damage the tree if it's too close to it. I know you're snaking around trying to save it, but you actually cause harm to your tree by doing that. And if you dig down, you won't put your rock base in. If you dig down your roots, feeder roots are only 6 to 12 inches deep. Most of them are less than 6. And you dig it down, put your rock base in, you're going to knock half of your feeding roots out, which eventually will harm the tree.
So how far would I have to stay away from the tree without harming it? I'm sorry?
It's called the drip edge, where it's
Oh, the outside edge of the
water
tree.
drips down. You want to stay outside of that drip edge. So if it's a big tree, you got a big drip edge, you're going to be staying far away from that tree. If not, you'll impact the health of that.
But I would assume with a walnut, if you're wanting semis, you're gonna have to stay away from that tree a little bit anyway, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're just going right around the.
And that's something I can talk to the neighbors about and make sure it's okay if I can just go around it.
Yeah, just follow that drip edge, but if you keep the tree. If
Okay.
not, you can cause some damage.
What's your preference? Get rid of this thing? Make some money?
Or sell it so I can,
I'm not
donate the money to me so I can put a road bed in.
I bet that's what they'll do.
I wouldn't want to see a good walnut tree wasted.
Certainly.
So, and we do have an individual willing to buy it. Now, the only question is, since it's a county-owned tree, we don't want to get in any trouble by showing preference to one individual over anyone else in the county that may want it. You know? So, in the meantime, the tree's gonna have to stand there and wait for us to tell it what to do.
I bet it's gonna grow regardless.
Yeah.
My question is that gonna affect me getting my access to my property?
No, because they're just telling you, they're essentially not being very, they're not putting a lot of limits on you. They're saying you only can make an 18-foot wide road, and you gotta stay within that 60-foot right of way, and you gotta take care of the right of way, both the road and the rest of it. Maintain it, okay? So they're not really putting much restriction on how windy you wanna make this thing, or where you wanna come in and at it from,
Okay.
Your only limitation is it can only be 18 feet wide. So whether they keep the tree or take the tree down, obviously they'll have good communication with you, and that'll let you determine your plans, but this, as long as you have a place to put the road, this does not impact you at all.
Okay, cool.
But our contention, just so you know, is we own the tree, you just have an easement, we can take the tree down when we want to.
Right.
As long as we don't do any damage to your road. It would make sense, obviously, to have this tree down before you put a road.
I wouldn't care. I had a landscaper come in, and they had one of those big, I don't know what to call them, I call them hedge eaters, but he came in and cleared out back over right, you go into the left, there's another flat place up there where I was wanting to build, and it's phenomenal. It looks awesome. I can't wait.
It's cool.
David, do you have a planned schedule of how you want things to happen out there as far as the right-of-way goes?
I want,
Do you want to start tomorrow?
no, I don't.
Okay.
But I want to start as soon as possible, but I haven't scheduled nothing until I get access. I want legal access before I even schedule anything. I've got a few people who I've talked to before, but I mean, I told them, I was like, I can't do nothing until we get this all squared away with the commissioners. So I'm not, no, I wouldn't do that.
Jamie knows how to get a hold of me. You have her send me the easement when she's done with it. I'll review it, and then I'll give them my impressions. They'll review it, and we'll go from there. It should happen pretty quickly once she has it drafted.
Okay, so next meeting?
Depending on when she gets it to me.
Maybe. All right. I put a bug in Garrett's ear and told him, I said, look, I want it done. I'd like to have it done this meeting, but couldn't do that. So hopefully we can get her done by the next meeting.
Okay, so the next, what we're waiting on now is the work to come back from Jamie Harvey's office?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
All right. David, I'm sorry you've had to go through all this.
I don't mind. You guys are all right.
Well,
Nice people.
you would think that buying a piece of property would be much simpler.
Yeah, well, you'd think.
Yeah.
They're just ready for you to build that big home on the property and make your property taxes go away.
Oh, I know. I know. Yeah, I can't wait. So is there anything else I can do for you guys today? No? Then I'll get out of here and let's finish your meeting.
No. Well, good luck with your project.
Thank you, sir. Okay. I appreciate all your patience. And sometimes it's good to throw a wrench at things. It wakes everybody up.
It's good practice.
It's good practice.
Okay. Is there any patron concerns that anyone needs to bring up today? You two have anything else?
I don't.
All that leaves is claims and payroll.
I'll second that.
And we have a motion of Dale, second by Tracy, to approve claims and payroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3 ayes, David. That concludes our agenda for today. Are we forgetting anything? I got that feeling in the back of my neck we are forgetting something. Jane, are we forgetting anything?
I don't know what it is.
Well, we'll know by the next meeting, I guess.
Second.
You have a motion by Tracy, second by Dale to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
3 ayes. We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.